August 2, 1943, 2:15 a.m., Blackett Strait, Solomon Islands. The humid night air hangs heavy, thick with the scent of salt and diesel, as a sleek shadow slices through the inky waves. You can almost feel the vibration underfoot, the low thrum of engines straining against the darkness. Lieutenant John F. Kennedy grips the wheel of PT-109, his eyes scanning the void where sea meets sky, every nerve alive with the hunt. Around him, his crew, 10 young Americans, faces smeared with grease and sweat, huddle at their stations, torpedoes primed, machine guns loaded. They're not battleships or cruisers. These are PT boats, plywood hulls barely 80 feet long, mosquito fleets the Japanese admirals back in Tokyo dismiss as jokes, unworthy of their mighty imperial navy. But tonight, that mockery is about to shatter. The Tokyo Express, Japan's lifeline of reinforcements steaming down the slot toward Guadalcanal, churns ahead in the distance. 4 destroyers, steel behemoths, loaded with troops and supplies, their decks bristling with guns that could vaporize a PT boat in a single salvo. Admiral Isoroku Yamamoto's successors laugh at reports of these tiny annoyances, plywood toys daring to challenge the Emperor's fleet. Let them come, they sneer in their wardrooms, sipping tea under electric lights, confident in their superior tonnage and firepower. After all, what could a handful of speedboats do against the might of destroyers that have crushed Allied convoys from Pearl Harbor to Java Sea? Kennedy squints through the night, his Harvard polish hidden under a life vest and salt-crusted cap. The future president, just 26 years old, isn't thinking about destiny, he is thinking survival. His boat, one of a pack of 15 PTs scattered across the strait, idles low in the water, engines muffled to a whisper. Radio crackles faintly, orders from Commander Thomas Warfield aboard PT-159. Engage at will, hit him hard. The crew exchanges glances, hearts pounding. Ensign Lenny Tom mans the forward torpedo tubes, fingers itching on the triggers. Motor machinist's mate Gerard Zinzer checks the engines one last time, the Elco 80-footers purring like caged panthers. Suddenly, silhouettes emerge from the gloom. The lead destroyer, Hagikaze, slicing forward at 30 knots, her sisters Amagiri, Arashi, and Shigure in tight formation. The Japanese sailors, hardened by years of conquest, scan the horizon with binoculars, but the PT boats are ghosts, blending into the waves. Kennedy revs the throttles, PT-109 surging forward like an arrow loosed in the dark. "Torpedoes away," he barks, and 2 Mark 8 fish leap from the tubes, trailing phosphorescent wakes toward the enemy. Chaos erupts. The first torpedo misses Hagikaze by yards, exploding harmlessly in her wake, but the flash illuminates the night like a strobe. Japanese searchlights snap on, sweeping the water in frantic arcs, their gunners swiveling 5-inch turrets toward the darting shadows. Machine gun fire rips the air, tracers arcing like fireworks. PT-109 weaves wildly, Kennedy hauling the wheel to starboard as shells whistle overhead, splintering the sea into white foam. You can imagine the adrenaline, the roar of engines drowning out shouts, the metallic tang of fear in every breath. But the Japanese aren't laughing now. Amagiri's captain, Commander Kohei Hanami, spots the incoming threats too late. PT-169, under Lieutenant Liebenau, unleashes its payload, one torpedo slamming into Arashi's hull with a thunderous boom. Flames billow skyward, lighting the strait in an orange inferno. Screams echo across the water as Japanese troops, crammed on decks for the run to Kolombagara, scramble for lifeboats. The destroyer lists hard, her engines faltering, a 2,000-ton giant felled by a 50-ton pest. Kennedy presses the attack, circling back for another run, but fate intervenes.
Amagiri, blinded by the confusion, rams straight into PT-109's path. The collision is cataclysmic, steel bow shearing through plywood like a knife through butter. The PT boat splits in two, fuel igniting in a fireball that engulfs the stern. Kennedy is hurled into the water, his back wrenched, crewmen scattering amid the debris. This is how it feels to die, he thinks, choking on oily waves as Amagiri steams on, her crew cheering what they assume is a kill. Yet in the burning wreckage, survival sparks. Kennedy rallies his men, swimming through flames to drag the wounded to safety. 11 survive the initial crash, clinging to the floating bow section. But as dawn creeps over the horizon, the Tokyo Express limps away. One destroyer sunk, another crippled. Proof that the tiny PT boats can bite. The Admiral's laughter fades into urgent cables back to Tokyo. Enemy motor torpedo boats, effective beyond expectation. What began as dismissal is twisting into dread. And as Kennedy and his crew drift in shark-infested waters, their ordeal just beginning, the true reversal looms, one that will echo from these forgotten straits to the halls of power.